The Google Pixel, a flagship phone from Google. Leaks are coming in for the Google Pixel 2. But before we talk about the second generation Google Pixel, let me tell you some of my thoughts on the Google Pixel, the first generation. Last year, Google released the Google Pixel in October. So that means it was released after the iPhone 7 Plus, after the Note 7, which exploded, and after the Samsung S7. So the Google team had plenty of time to put out their best flagship phone, right? Well, whoever's on the Google Pixel team is really slacking. Google priced the Google Pixel last year at a flagship price. $650 for the regular Google Pixel, and for the Google Pixel XL, you're reaching up to the $750. That's the exact same price of the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus last year, but the Pixel lacked in features. 2016 was a year for dual cameras. Last year, all the phones started coming out with dual cameras. LG's phones had dual cameras. Even the iPhone 7 Plus had dual cameras. Dual cameras are great. They should be on every single smartphone coming out right now. Whether you want a wide camera or a zoom camera, dual cameras are great. But the Pixel team decided not to put it in the Pixel. It had a great camera. Last year I was excited for Google Pixel's camera. It was rated one of the best of the year. But a single shooter can't be compared to a dual camera. Two cameras are always going to be better than one. So that's one feature the Google Pixel didn't already have. The second is any type of water resistance. Samsung's flagship phones have had water resistance for years now, and Apple finally added it with the iPhone 7. To me, any type of water resistance is a key feature, so you could use your phone in the rain. You could possibly take photos and videos in the pool, in the ocean, take your phone to the beach without worrying. Water resistance is a major feature, and the Google Pixel did not have any variation of water resistance at all. That's the second major flagship feature that the Google Pixel missed out on. And there's a third, and that's stereo speakers. Last year's iPhone 7 had stereo speakers, which means there's two different speakers firing out audio. Allow for very loud audio. So if you're trying to show a video to a group of friends and they could barely hear it, but with stereo speakers, you could hear it loud and clear. That's what the iPhone 7 had. Great feature on Apple's part. But the Google Pixel did not have it. Again, another flagship feature that the Google Pixel did not have. Let's not forget a fourth feature. The Google Pixel had glass on the back, but did not have wireless charging. So if you want to include that, that's the fourth flagship feature that the Google Pixel was missing out on. And there's not a single flagship feature that the Google Pixel had and any other phone didn't have. The Pixel had a great camera, but so did the S7 and the iPhone 7. The Pixel had a headphone jack, while the S7 still had a headphone jack. And that's really it for features. The Google Pixel did not have that many features at all. The stock Android and a pretty good camera. It ends there. So the Google Pixel was kind of a disappointment. So that means Google should learn from their mistakes and put all these feature trends into their next Google Pixel. That would be the Google Pixel 2. Well, if you thought that, you would be wrong. The Pixel 2 rumors aren't looking that good at all. So let's get into the hottest leaks and rumors about the Google Pixel 2. First of all, let's talk about the price. Price is rumored to be the same. Alright, that's not that bad. Apple and Samsung this year have been kicking up their prices for their flagship phones. So it's good that Google's keeping the same price. Second, let's talk about the camera. The S8's camera was very good. Very good in low light, very good overall. And the iPhone 8's camera is rumored to be very good too, especially with that 4K at 60 frames a second. So Google should match that quality and add another camera to the mix, because the Note 8's gonna have a dual camera. The iPhone Edition's gonna have a dual camera. The LG V30 is gonna have a dual camera. Every phone these days has to have a dual camera. But no, Google doesn't want to put a dual camera into their phone. So the Google Pixel 2 is gonna have just one camera, just one. And that one camera, I'm sure, is gonna be great. But you're missing out on all those great dual camera features. Come on, Google. So that one camera shooter is gonna stay the same at 12 megapixels, but at least the aperture and sensor size is gonna go down. So the Google Pixel 2 is gonna be one of the best phones at low light. An even lower aperture to last year's Google Pixel, which already took great low light photos. The Google Pixel 2 is gonna have a great single camera. I'm just sad that it's not gonna be a dual camera, which Google should really add. Let's talk about the display. This is where things are gonna get really interesting. Google's already missing out on the dual cameras. That was the trend of last year. But do you know what the trend of this year is? The trend of this year is to get rid of all bezels. That's why Samsung came out with the S8. very slim bezels on the top and bottom. That's why Apple's gonna come out with the iPhone edition with a very small bezel on the top. But oh, Google is gonna keep the exact same display size as the Google Pixel. So in the year of removing bezels, Google is not removing bezels at all and is gonna keep that top and bottom chin. But at least Google's adding something to that top and bottom chin, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So now let's get into some of the exclusive Google features in the Google Pixel 2. First of all, the Google Pixel 2 is gonna remove the headphone jack. It's funny how they're removing the headphone jack, because last year in an ad, they made fun of Apple for removing the headphone jack. The ad went something like this: the headphone jack, satisfyingly not new. So Google is throwing some shade at Apple for removing the headphone jack. But Google is doing the same this year. Great job, Google. Great job. But with the second feature, let's give it up for Google. They're doing something with the top and bottom chin. They're putting stereo speakers. It's about time. They're putting the two speakers on the front of the phone. One on the top and one on the bottom. Great job, Google. You're finally catching on. But the Google Pixel 2 is still not gonna have any water resistance at all. If I'm buying a phone in 2017, it better have water resistance. And the Google Pixel 2 is not gonna have it. And the one that's possible feature that the Google Pixel 2 is gonna have, that Samsung and Apple don't even have, that feature is squeezable sides. The HTC U11 has squeezable sides, which allows whenever you want to squeeze the side of the phone, allows for you to launch your favorite app like Snapchat, Instagram, allows you to launch the Google Assistant, whatever you choose. Google's like, that's an exclusive feature, let's add that to the Google Pixel 2. But forget about all the other major flagship features, such as dual cameras, wireless charging, water resistance, and bezel-less phones. And if the Google Pixel 2 has squeezable sides, Google's just gonna set it so that you can launch the Google Assistant, because Google's in love with their AI assistant. And that's really it for the Google Pixel 2. Let me sum it up. The Google Pixel 2 is not gonna have a headphone jack, is not gonna have wireless charging, no dual camera, not a bezel-less phone, and no water resistance. But the Google Pixel is gonna have stereo speakers and squeezable sides. People are still gonna buy the Google Pixel 2 because it comes with a stock Android. Honestly, I was thinking about getting the Google Pixel 2 last year because of that stock Android experience. It's the closest thing to iOS. But realizing it now, the Google Pixel and the Google Pixel 2 are gonna be lacking flagship features. In my eyes, the Google Pixel 2 are definitely not on the same level as the Note 8 and the iPhone edition. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.